Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for stepping into another PFE video series where culture and community meet. My name is Carolyn Plascencia, and today's topic I love so much. It's for young professionals when it comes to resume writing and networking. So I am having this super cool conversation with none other than Johanna Kempski. So Johanna is a 16-year strategic HR professional. I love speaking with her. She is also owner of the company Resume Writer 2D Rescue. Girl, I love that title, by the way. I love it. I love it. She is also a board member for the IE SHRM, and she is a current ambassador for the Fontana Chambers. Johanna Kempski, thank you so much for stepping into the PFE video series.
Oh, thank you so much. That's nice. Thank you for having me here, Carolyn. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. So thank you. So the last time I asked you to step in because I love the conversation that we had about resume writing and networking. So you and I, we love to network, and I loved the simple fact that you help young HR professionals or young professionals in that matter, really supporting them in stepping in. So my first question to you is, you're a mentor for up and coming HR professionals in the Inland Empire. One of the biggest challenges was actually adapting to the new normal and this pandemic. So, what have you learned are some really great tips to help them stand out in the marketplace? What are some tips that you would recommend?
So first of all, like we talked about networking, right? Networking is very, very critical, especially in human resources, because there's new laws, there's new guidelines, there's everything is constantly changing regarding what to keep up with the laws, and the next thing you have to update your handbook, right?
Right.
So networking is key, where you have to find that group, that niche that you feel more empowered. And so for me, that's why I joined IE SHRM, because first of all, it's in the Inland Empire, so I'm able to go locally wherever the next conferences or whatnot and the meetings, but also that group, right? This is a group of HR professionals, been in the industry probably longer than I have. And so they basically know probably from like everything about HR. And sometimes when it's hard to keep up, being in the network, you'll email each other and say, oh, hey, did you know about this coming up? Or did you know about that's coming up? And that way you're just like, oh my gosh, yes, I totally forgot. Like, I have to put that on my handbook, or I have to put that where I belong. So again, that, and then sometimes finding the other part is again in LinkedIn, just networking in LinkedIn, and Facebook. There's a lot right now on Facebook groups that that kind of just like, oh wow, like I totally can adapt, or I can totally relate to what they're talking about. And so in Facebook group, there's like young HR professionals, HR. We even have IE SHRM also has a Facebook group as well. So feel free to add us there. But any questions you might have, somebody right away will reply back and get back to you. But I think the number one key, going back to answer that question, is networking. Networking for sure. Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. So I'm in the staffing space, and even though we are considered to provide temporary workforce solutions, right? We still need to be up to date when it comes to the HR laws and everything that's going on. And sometimes I feel lost. Because so many updates. I'm like, how do people memorize all this? Because it's so constant, and so partnering and networking with professionals that are really in line, not only with the updates, but with the laws, are so crucial. So you to get your feet wet and really build trusting relationships and walk into a community that's going to embrace you and say, hey, it's hard. Let's work together, right? Let's work together and make it happen. So I couldn't agree with you more. Now, one of your niche areas is resume writing. I love your title. I can't get over that. So tell me the do's and don'ts when it comes to resume writing. What would you suggest are the do's and don'ts?
So the don'ts, I'm going to just basically point out the don'ts is don't write the job description in your resume.
Okay.
Not. Because us HR professionals, when we're already looking at it, and I tell this to my clients all the time, I'm like, I wrote the job description. Why are you putting it in your resume? Like, don't do that. A lot of people too put their pictures. Why? Don't.
No.
Big
No.
Big
Okay.
no. And then resumes, it's similar to anything, right? You have to adapt to the new norm, and so there's different criterias now. There's different things that you put on in the resume, and but going back to the don'ts, so I think those two are very critical. The other thing is you don't know who's going to be looking at your resume, so don't put your full address.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Sometimes I tell my clients, don't even put the city or zip code. You could just put California, you can just put Nevada or Wisconsin, or you can just indicate, even just put in your LinkedIn profile. But yeah, don't put your full address because you never know. You never know nowadays, and privacy is very, very critical, especially to me. So yeah.
Those are big pointers. What else would you recommend? I heard, just being very much to the point, make it nice and have it a great representation about your overall career. But as a starter, like, what would you recommend? Because sometimes say they only have like less than a year, right? Or they're just coming out of college or coming out from a accredited college, and they only have so much, but they want to fill the page, right? What else would you recommend are some do's and don'ts?
So for the dues, I would put in like any organizations that you've been involved in, including volunteer work if you do that, or community work. The others is projects, very critical that you were part of this engineering project, and you did this and this. I think bullet point it. Those are very critical too. The other part is just going back to the projects like schoolwork, trainings that you've done, if you've done like SolidWorks, CAD, or stuff like that, indicate that. If you're familiar with Microsoft Excel, don't just put Microsoft Excel, put in, how to do pivot tables, how to do formulas, how to do, all these other things. I'm not really a Excel guru, so I'm like, a pivot table, but VLOOKUP, indicate all that in your resume, right? And then again, but basically, for me, what I usually like to see is your accomplishments.
Got it.
Achievement, your awards. That's the other thing too, your awards. So if you have awards that you receive because, hey, you were top rank, you were student of the month, or dean of something, indicate all that, and it'll definitely fill up your one pager.
Oh, I love it. Now, shifting gears, I know with what we're going through right now, I've noticed so many professionals take a leap of faith and actually transitioning to a new opportunity, opening up their own business, or venturing on to another profession. For professionals that are currently out there, why is it so important to actually have a updated, well put together resume? Why is it so important?
Well, it's very, very important because it's kind of like marketing yourself, right? That's the first thing that HRs look at is your resume. And you want to market yourself. You want to put everything in there. Even during the transition because either you were laid off because of COVID, indicate what you did during that time. Like, you either, went and, like you said, got your new business, or, you did something that to the point where you're just like, okay, it relates, but make sure that it relates to whatever you're applying for. But again, just going back and just making sure that everything is up to date, because you want to make sure, like I mentioned earlier, it has to, everything's changing, right? Constantly changing, everything is constantly revolving, and you want to have that updated resume that the HR managers or HR leaders can look at, or recruiters, or staffing companies can look at and be like, oh wow, like, ooh, this is a good resume. Let's bring this person in, for an interview. And you want to catch that first 5 seconds, 10 seconds that they look at your resume, and you're just like, they just resonate and able to connect with you. So
yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Now, I love the fact that you are a networker. So you and I, when we connected, I was like, oh my God, you're a networker. Me too. I love people. I love connecting with people. I love connecting with professionals. I think it's so vital and it's so important. And I honestly missed it during this pandemic. So why is a connection, whether it's virtual or important, why is it so vital for professionals to actually go out there for whether a job search or a current role or networking altogether? Why is it so important to do that?
Well, it's important because you never know that person could be your next boss, or that person can get you the next opportunity to have either your own business, or because you never know who they know, right? So that's why it's very critical, very, very important to network and be out there and just add everybody. So I'm telling everyone in LinkedIn, like, LinkedIn is like one of the biggest recruiting job boards. Like, yeah. How many people have LinkedIn? 100, I don't even know, the 165 million or something like that. A lot of them are Fortune 500 companies as well. The other thing is, add everybody. Add your teachers, add your classmates, add your colleagues, add everyone, even your current employer, add them, because again, you never know their network and who you can see in there and be like, oh, she knows or he knows that, let me add him too. And the next thing you know, there's a position that's going to become available. We're like, oh, I know this person, let me message her directly. Hey, can you refer me to this? This is my experience, this is what I've done. There you go. Like, again, big opportunities, similar thing on other social media websites or sites. One big thing right now too that's booming is Clubhouse. Clubhouse is just, again, it's kind of like a podcast on, like, to the next level, because it makes you just listen in. And I've learned so much. I've connected with a lot of individuals and professionals, and sometimes it's just the fun ones, but you just gain that knowledge that you never knew you had because you're just listening. So I've been asked to be moderators, I've been asked to be speaker in there as well, and and with a group of 30, 40, sometimes even 100 of people that's in there, I'm just like, oh gosh, thank you. And then next thing you know, they message you like, hey, can you speak as well on this or that? I'm just like, oh, okay. Sure, why not? But again, just going back is just overall, in anything that you do, just stay passionate, love what you do, stay passionate, stay on track, know what you want, know what you want. The next 5 years, don't even go 5 years, go 90 days. Like, what do you want in the next 90 days for you? Do you want a new job? Do you want to, because of the new norm, you want to build your own company, and stuff like that. But, set yourself a goal and, follow that path and network everywhere.
Oh my God. Those are like perfect nuggets of wisdom for anyone that's, really questioning the likes of LinkedIn or social media platforms or Clubhouse, you really have to broaden who you are as an individual now that we're operating in this is the new norm. So this is what it is, right? Last question for you, Johanna. What would you recommend for any future HR or young professional, for that matter, stepping into the role? What are some key important things that you would recommend for someone stepping into a new role as a young professional?
So for HRs, right? Again, we talked about network all the time. That's another good thing too, is just continue to network. But for HR professionals, I think learning about the business is actually very critical too. For me, anytime, so like the new position that I have, I've been there just a little bit over a year, but you need to learn to make sure you know the employees, you know the managers, be able to connect with them. The first 90 days, I think I tried to not interview, kind of like I have a one-on-one in each, individual. And again, a lot of companies might not do that, but for me, as a leader, you're getting to know personally, like that person. Wow, personally for that person. Sorry about that.
I love it. You're rapping in here.
I need more coffee. I need more coffee. Sorry, but anyway, so again, just making sure that you learn about the business. You know, each position. And sometimes I put on my steel toe, my safety glasses.
Yes.
I go out there on the floor and be like, okay, what do you do as a machine operator? What do you do as a forklift driver? And talk to them for like 5 minutes, because that 5 minutes, knowing their name and getting to know that employee, guess what, will come a long way.
Yes.
And then that will help you too with recruiting, because then you'll be like, okay, well, forklift drivers, they tend to, multitask. So then that will help. Okay, on my interview, when I'm interviewing somebody, ask it, are you able to multitask? Are you able to do this, and this? Because forklift drivers, they have like a checklist of what they need to do, right? Same thing with machine operators. Are you an introvert? Are you extrovert? Is it those people that or candidates that can maybe do multiple machines or multiple different things, and that will determine that, okay, I'll put this person in this corner and let them excel, and I'm going to let this person I think he'll be she'll be a great leader, so I'm going to put this person here, and then I'm just going to see this person grow. And I've seen that a lot. And then just walking by and saying hi, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, you don't have to be like, buddy, friends of friends, or have drinks at the end, after your job is done.
Being cordial, being respectful.
Yes. And now you can't shake hands, but you get fist bump first.
Girl, that's been the hardest thing. What do I do? It's like a dance.
Yeah. Oh my God, and that's the other thing. Everybody's been doing a little dancing. I'm like, I can't do that. That's the other, like Reels, TikTok. You do a little dance.
We should do a fist bump shake dance or something.
Yeah, right. I can do boomerang. Boomerang on Instagram is good for me, but other than that.
Well, Johanna, thank you so much for stepping into the PFE series. I absolutely appreciate your knowledge. I love the fact that you're such a compassionate leader that really wants to help out the younger generation to really step into their role, to really step into the shoes that they're developing and growing into. So I really do give you massive kudos, because you're just a rare gem in that light. And I just wish you nothing but the best and success and abundance. And I just appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I know when we first met, I was just like, oh, I could definitely connect to this girl. I was like, oh, okay. But no, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching.
So did you like what you heard as far as tips that Johanna brought to you when it comes to resume writing and networking? If you do, leave some comments below. My name is Carolyn Plascencia with the PFE video series. Thank you so much, Johanna. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.